Howdy folks, Texan here, bringing you Factorio, and today we're going to go over, we're just going to start playing this. Now, you saw that my last video was around, 5 months ago, and I wanted to start to play a level for this game just to show you how far it can go. But before I do that, let me show one of the maps that I did eventually work on based on some videos I watched on, I think his name is Zistau's channel. I'll put a link below to his channel because it really helped me out a lot to watch his videos and learn some of the stuff. So I went to the Sandbox Survival Rocket. Let's go here. I'll show you the factory that I built based on some of his stuff. Alright, so you can see these factories can get actually very complicated very quick. And the method that I tried doing, which didn't work out here because of the way the land was set up and where the enemy was at the beginning, so it kind of totally messed me up, but still learned a few things in the process when doing this. What you want to do is you want to sort of get a main bus of raw materials through. And by raw materials, I don't mean the ore. I actually mean the processed metal plates. So the iron plates and copper plates you want to get through the main bus, along with gears, all the common items. And my goodness, green cards. This is where the real headache is, and I'll go over that later on. And you can see I have a lot of robots flying around. This game gets really cool when you start using a logistics network to try to get the resources where they need to go, and also to get other things set up in your logistics system. You have logistics belt, so you can actually request items, and if those items are in a logistics chest, then logistics robots will go pick them up if they're within range of a roboport. So you got to build a lot of roboports that are connected that will be part of the same logistics system. So it's a lot of work, but it's all about trying to build it in the quickest and most efficient fashion. And that's where the challenge is. It's not about, oh, you have to grind. Well, it's not always a grind. It just depends. It'll be a grind if you make it one. I ate up the majority of the iron resources. This was one big iron pile here, and I pretty much mined it all out. There is an update coming up for this game somewhere around February. The developers are not sure yet when, but they're going to have an update that will include nuclear energy, which is going to help out a lot. I imagine the pollution is going to be very wide because, as I said, as the pollution expands, that stirs up the enemies. Now, you can see one of the reasons I liked this particular game I was in was I was on the tip of this peninsula, and I was able just to work in one direction. I only had to worry about the enemy in one direction, and that's always good. Everyone else is cut off by water. Now, whether or not they'll have enemies that are capable of crossing water, that's a different story, but I think that would actually be a cool feature. You can see the main bus runs all the way this way, and then I discovered, oh, okay, green cards is a major issue, and a single bus is not good enough for it. So I actually had to do a lot of waiting on the materials to get produced down here to get the things done, because green cards was something that I just could not produce in large quantities with the limited space that I had. So, yeah, that was this game that I played, but now we're just going to start a new game. So I'm going to go ahead, quit game. Yeah, I didn't save it. That's fine. I already finished that game. I just loaded it from an earlier point. So I'm going to go ahead and play, and I'm going to do a new game. We're just going to do a custom map generation just for the sakes of demonstration. I'm just going to throw everything on very high except the enemy. Enemy you want to leave on normal. Don't think that you're going to be able to accomplish the game without the enemy, because destroying enemy bases provide a resource that you're actually going to need later in the game. So you do want enemies. Now, if you're worried about wanting to do it the easiest, you could do it where enemies never attack first. But I have a lot more fun when they do attack, personally. So I'm going to go ahead and do very big starting stuff here. Yeah, very big, but not enemy bases. We'll leave that alone. Starting area, we'll just do big starting area. Richness, very good. But not the enemy. I'm just going to leave them regular. So let's see. Map C. Let's go ahead and do. Come on. Empty for. Oh, I can only do numbers. Yeah, of course. Nah, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, we're just going to generate a random, and we'll see what comes up. Okay, oh, puts me right next to water. Now, the first thing you want to do when you drop into the game, it's going to give you some hints. Go ahead and read them and see what you come up with. And I zoom out to see where my resources are, and you hit M on your keyboard to look at your map. So what you need to do is get an idea of where your resources is, where your open land is, where your oil and everything is. Now, obviously, I have rich in resources. I have a lot of copper, a lot of coal, a lot of stone, and a lot of iron. And the copper and the iron are the big ones. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to start my belt going this way. At least for now. That could change. I'm going to start by sending my belt this way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this water here for my power, and I'm going to use this coal right here to power that. This coal is also going to power a lot of my plants, and I might tap into this coal as well. So we'll start with that. So those are the main resources that you're going to have. You're going to have water, you're going to have oil, you're going to have copper, iron, and coal, and of course wood from the trees. The wood is actually probably the most irritating because wood trees tend to get in the way. And once you get an army of robots, you can quickly clear them. You could pretty much deforest in seconds. So there is a point where you can get to that. But everything starts off slow, very basic. They start you off with a couple things. They start you off with a stone furnace and a burner mining drill. And you want to immediately start mining for coal because coal has to fuel everything. And what you want to do is chop up some coal here. And of course I already grabbed a tree. And with your wood you're going to build a box. And this box is going to be some storage. And I'm going to slap the storage right in front where this little yellow arrow is. What that is, that's the output of the resources that's being pulled from the planet. So now I have 2 coal and I have the burner mining drill. Now as soon as I put 2 coal in here, it's going to go to work. Now keep in mind of your ratios and the amount of time it takes to produce. So I put in 2 pieces of coal for the fuel, but notice I'm going to get a lot more coal out of the 2 coal that I put in. So, I mean, you obviously have to get more output than the input. So that's what efficiency is all about. But to get an idea of how much you're going to get is important because that's about how much you're probably going to need to chop up. Now, you don't have to chop up manually yourself. I'll go ahead and let this burn down. You'll see how much coal we get for 2 pieces of coal. What I'll do is I'll take the stack in here, put half the stack back into the miner drill to drill more coal. And just keep doing that until you pretty much fill the sucker up. So I got 12. We're almost out of fuel. Yeah, there's 13 or 14 somewhere around there. And it stops at almost 1 more. We have a total of 14, almost 15 out of just 2 coal alone. So what I'm going to do, I got 16 coal. I'm going to go ahead and slap 8 in here, and it's going to produce a lot more. So now we need to work on getting some more wood. Just a little bit, not much. You only need them for the boxes. Now, of course, we're also going to need some iron. Now, I have a furnace here, so I could start burning up some iron. And you're going to have to work on this one until you can build another burner miner drill. Alright. So now I'm making iron plates. Now the furnace can only fit so many iron plates, but notice that there's no output. So whenever you're producing something or you're creating something in a factory, the item is not going to remove itself like a miner does, like a mining drill does. The drills will push that material out. But for a furnace, you got to have something to pull it out. And that's when you have to construct inserters. The inserters grab items and they place items. Now remember, everything about this is logistics. Alright, so I have 8 iron plates, and you hit E to get to your crafting and inventory menu. You'll always have your inventory on the left, your crafting menu on the right. And you have several tabs to choose from. You got your logistics, production, intermediate products, and your combat. Under your production is where you have some of the tools that you're going to need right away. Of course, we have our iron axe. So The iron axe does degrade pretty quick, so you might have to build a couple of these to get a few things done, especially chopping trees. That's probably where most of it is going to go. You're not going to be chopping up much of these resources because you shouldn't have to. The whole point is to get automation going. Everything should be doing it for you. That is the goal. So what we need to do is get more burner mining drills. In order to do that, we need stone and iron plates. Now, I have my mouse hovered over this. I don't want to move it because then it'll go away, but you'll notice that at the top, burning mining drill, below that, what it says is the amount of time it takes to produce whatever it's drilling. It takes 2 seconds to drill. 2 seconds to build, I should say, a miner drill. So it only takes 2 seconds to build the drill. It takes 3 iron gear wheels, 1 stone furnace, and 3 iron plates. And if you're starting off, you're thinking, well, where am I going to get all this stuff? How do I make the wheels? How do I make the stone furnace? How much do I need to make 3 iron wheels, and so on and so forth? Don't worry. They quickly calculate this for you at the bottom of this little window that says total raw. This tells you how much time it's going to take. It's going to take actually 4 seconds from raw material to build the 3 gears, the stone furnace, and all that. So it's going to take extra time. And it's going to take 5 stone and 9 iron plates. So I need 1 more iron plate, and then I need to chop up some stone. And the stone is actually hidden in the trees here. If you look at the map, the stone is sort of that beige color. Oh gosh, okay. I hate trees. Can be annoying in this game because depending on the climate that you choose to go in, they kind of get in the way. And you'll end up with a lot of wood. Now, the good news is that wood could also be used as fuel as well. It's just the coal is more efficient is all. But in this case, I think we can spare the wood for a lot of fuel, actually. Alright, so I now have 9 iron plates and I have 7 stone, so now I can build another burner miner drill. Now, I have 2 options. One, I could put a burner miner drill to actually support the other drill. And I'll go ahead and show you this setup, because this is actually very helpful in the beginning of your game, and it's definitely worth building another miner drill for. What you do, I don't know why I'm chopping it up, I have 60 right here. If I put 13 coal in here, what's going to happen with the output directly next to the other drill, it's going to feed this drill with whatever coal is produced here. And whatever coal is produced here gets thrown in here. Now remember your ratios. With those ratios, you're actually going to end up getting more coal by using this setup. And actually, Zisteau, this is another Zisteau trick. You know, I learned a lot of these tricks from him, watching his videos. Is it Zisteau or Zisteau? I can't remember. I'll put a link in there and I'll have you guys look them up. Now, you can have 4 drills, and that's probably about as efficient as you needed at the beginning. You don't really need any more than that, because you're trying to outdate your burner mining drills as much as possible. You're trying to bump to electric as soon as you can. So now that I got a drill going there, I'm going to have to chomp up some more iron because I need to build another drill. Da, da, da. And what you want to do is put the next burner mining drill on the iron, because we need to get that iron going quick. Because we need a lot of iron plates to accomplish a lot of things. And then you need to start mining copper, and you need to mine rock. And I probably don't need that much. We'll start with that. Alright, let's get some more stone, because we need more stone to build more drills. If I can get through this dense forest, my goodness. And my iron pickaxe is almost gone, and I don't have iron plates on me, but I have some cooking, so that should be fine. Alright, I got 10 stone, so that should be enough for 2 drills. I'll need another box, so that's under logistics. Just start with the wooden box, so we'll get to the iron chest and so forth. You got iron, you have steel, then later on you have logistics chest, you have smart chest. Well, actually, I think they did away with the smart chest, and they just have logistics chests and, well, the different types of chests for your network system. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and build another burner miner drill. And this is a little close to the coal, and this will actually be a good example. If I hover my drill over the ore, you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen where it says burner mining drill, towards the bottom it shows the expected resources. So the amount of resources this drill is currently sitting on is 8,000 ore. So I can get 8,000 ore potentially from this spot. Now if I move it down where there's both copper and iron, you'll notice on the right hand side it shows that it's going to drill both iron and copper. Now whether I get iron or copper in the next item that comes out could be random, or it may just kind of go back and forth. I don't want to do that because that's going to mix my resources. So whatever you do, be careful how you place your drills. Sometimes the resources mix. Sometimes they're mixed even though you don't see it. I don't have a good example of that here. Let's see. Here, no. Man, nowhere. Here, maybe? No, not seeing it, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and drill here. I think this will be efficient enough. I don't think it matters. You can always pick up items, so don't worry about placing items on top of ore. But you might worry about where you put your main bus. You don't want to eat up too much ore. Alright, so I got a box down here. Let's go ahead and feed it some coal. So now it's drilling coal for me. Now let's see how much coal I've produced over here. See, just by walking away for a while, working on something else, I got a good number of resources. And notice that this has stopped, that first drill, or the second drill that I placed down. That's because it's already filled up this drill. So the only time this is producing is just to fill up one coal that it's burned. So you can see how efficient that is. So now that I put 27, I'm not going to have to worry about this for a while. That leaves me time to focus on other things, like the wooden chest. Let me put some stuff in here, put some coal. Let's just put all that coal in there. I can go ahead and actually build another furnace if I want to. And let's go ahead and burn some wood. Why not? I'm going to go ahead and build another iron axe because I know I'm going to need it. Alright. Let's go ahead and get some more stone because I'm going to need another burner mining drill. Try to get some trees out of the way so I can see. Not only that, but I'm also going to build a drill so I can drill some stone. Now remember, we're just getting started, and I might start maybe a short series here is getting started. So you'll probably see a few videos. I know you want me to get straight to the point, but it's good to kind of admire this game a bit and its simplicity. But also its complexity. That's the best part. Alright. There, that's going to drill some stone, but I got enough for another drill. No? Oh, I need more iron plates. That I'm sure I have already. Unless I didn't have enough ore in there. Oh, I didn't. That's okay. I do now. Let's put half in here and half in here. Now notice how much quicker that wood burns. So the wood is less efficient, but when you have it in abundance, why not? Yes. Alright, so now we're going to get started on that copper. Now here is sort of a decision-making point, and it depends on what you have your difficulty settings at and things like that, and what type of efficiency person you are. You could put a second mine on, or excuse me, a second drill on top of iron and get more iron since it's used for the majority of your components. Or you could put it on copper. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on iron. Why not? I'm going to have plenty of coal. Look at this. This I don't even think it's gone down all the way. This sucker is producing a lot. I'm not going to have to worry about that for a while. Okay. Right click to split your stacks. And go ahead and throw some more wood in there. So I got one running on wood and the other one running on coal. Alright. Still enough wood to build some boxes. So now I'm collecting more iron ore, and I could put it in the other furnace. Let's go grab some stone. No longer do I have to chomp at it with my pickaxe. Now I got 43. I got enough to build 4 of these things. In fact, let's go ahead and build 2. Now, like I said, the burner mining drills are going to be going away soon, so definitely not going to cry over it. Let's get a little closer to the... Alright, let's get a couple boxes. I'm definitely not going to cry over it. Okay, let's put some coal in there, put some coal in there, grab some more coal. And let's build ourselves a couple of furnaces. I might move my iron stuff down here. Let's do that. That way I kind of centralize a little bit more. Ooh, I'm zoomed in quite a bit. Let's zoom out a little. Alright. And we'll just go on coal. Oops, tried to put it in the wrong spot. Alright. So now you can see I'm getting somewhere. Now what your goal is in mining these particular resources is to get your boilers and steam engines going. And then of course an offshore pump. Now you can see that offshore pump requires some of that copper plate. So you need copper plates to get your electricity because that offshore pump pumps the water out to run your steam engines. An even more ultimate goal, in fact, is getting turrets up to defend your base. Now, I started with a large starting area, so the enemy's not going to show up for a little while. So we're good. We got this easy. Let's see. We'll put 25 here. And what the heck, we'll put the rest there. That should be plenty. So now I got some copper plates. Let's go ahead and get this going. I'm going to get one offshore pump. Let's go ahead and get some boilers, steam engines going. Let's go get some more rock because you need that for the boilers. Or stone. I say rock, it's stone. This thing's been running a while. It's been doing good. So when you're dropping in, you kind of start off with this. Things will get even more complicated when we start using the inserters. And the basic inserters I extremely hate. Let me go ahead and pick this up. And the kind of system that you're going to want to do is you put your burner right next to the box, but then you move it over one spot and place it down. Let's go ahead and build a couple burner inserters. Don't worry, we're not going to use them for very long because we're about to have electricity already. So when you're placing down your burner inserters, you have to pay attention to the arrows. Now the flat line is the side that picks up the material, and the arrow is the direction that the materials are going to be carried. So I want this to go into the furnace. So now that burner inserter is able to put the iron ore into the furnace. Now, unfortunately, the burner inserters require fuel. I'll only put 12. It doesn't need that much, but it's still required. Now, remember what I said. There's no output for the furnaces, so you need another burner inserter to pull the material out. And then, whoop, not that. And we need a box to put it in. So, let's go ahead and put some coal in here, some coal in here, and you'll see what this is all about. You got one burner inserter placing the ore into the furnace and the other one taking the final product out and putting it in the wooden chest. Seems simple enough, right? Well, you saw my other map and it gets complicated really quick over time. let's go ahead and set up our electricity, and then we'll call it the end of the video. I'm going to place a offshore pump. And what we're going to do is put some boilers. I'm going to put one pipe to ground. And the purpose of this is so I can walk in between. Now, here's the real trick. I need transport belts and burner drills to get my coal up here. Now, if I look at my map, I don't exactly have coal directly next to the water except way up here, and that's a little bit distant. So I have to sit here and make a tactical decision on where I want everything. Do I want to put my electricity up here and then have the electricity wires run down here? Or do I want to have my electricity down here and try to run my coal to my steam engine? So it's just depends how you want to do it. Now, what I do recommend, though, do not use burner inserters to fill these up. Just go ahead and move on to the inserters. It'll cost you, one extra electric pole to get it from the steam engines to here. So go ahead and just start using the new stuff. But I need a lot of iron plates. So let's go ahead and get some iron plates, because we need iron plates in order to make my transport belts. I also need to make another burner inserter for my coal down here. Or I could just pull it out here and bring it up here temporarily until I get electric drills. I might just do that. That might be easier. Well, cancel that. I'll just take the furnace. You can right click on the item if you want to cancel it in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. Now, let's say you start getting a lot of boxes, a lot of drills, and you're not sure what is what. If you tap the Alt key, you'll notice that an icon shows up on top of items that shows what's inside, or the content. So here I have iron ore, here this is producing plates, here I'm storing plates. Now you can notice that this gets pretty exhausting without my my belts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my coal from here and try to get it to my electricity. But you notice those iron plates that I had didn't get me very far. So this is the part that takes a little bit, depending on the placement of your resources. If you have coal directly next to your lake, that's going to be a big advantage, because you could just slap your electricity there. Now, I could attempt to do it. Oh, that's not even coal, is it? That's... Oh, I got some coal right there. So I could have put it all up here and then run the wires down, but then that would have cost me a bit of copper, because my electric poles cost wood and copper. Wood, I got plenty of that. I'm not going to run out of time soon. But once I get things fixed and adjusted, I could always pick up these transport belts and repurpose them. So I'm going to have to build them anyway. I'm not too worried. Let's go ahead and get some iron going in here. There we go. There you go. Let's just get it rolling. You know what? Let's speed it up a little bit. What I should do is get another burner inserter or two. Just temporary. Then this one I'll just manually go at it. But I'm going to have it automated to store. Actually, let's get a little more efficient about this. No sense in me putting it in another box. Let's just do this. There we go. And you can see that this is going to put plates in the same box. This box is going to fill up quicker than the other one. I should probably get some copper going. Let's get some more coal. I could do the burner inserters, but I don't need quite as many. Alright, let's go ahead and make some more transport belts. Transport belts typically becomes number 1 on my box. Now, if you're trying to get this belt here, it's actually not 6 through 10. It's shift and 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you're trying to access this stuff, you just hold down the shift key. Oh, not that far away. Almost there. I got this. Here we go. Oh, I got those a little backwards. There we go. Alright, so the coal is going to come up this belt, and it's going to come up right next to here, and it's going to feed my burners. Let's see. Do I have enough for... Let's do 2 steam engines. Now, the efficiency ratio for the boiler to steam engine, I'm always forgetting. I almost want to say the best efficiency was somewhere around 10 boilers to every 14 steam... No, wait, 14 boilers to every 10 steam engines or something like that. I can't remember. You can work with it and see what you find out, or you could check Zisteau stream. Alright, so let's go ahead and get a burner inserter over here. By the way, if the burner inserter is set to pick up coal, he'll actually feed himself the fuel, so I don't have to worry about him. He'll feed himself some coal. Now, the belt actually has 2 sides, a left and a right, or up and down, however way you want to look at it. So you can actually have 2 sets of resources on the same belt. And in another video, we'll go over how to organize that. Now, there's something you have to worry about on the electricity. Electricity has to be part of a network. So that network is, well, your electricity. So here you'll see in the shaded area, anything within the shaded area either collects or produces power. So this pole is actually collecting the electricity from the steam engine, and from there it powers everything else. So right now it's saying, hey, there's no power, no power. Well, that's because we haven't put any coal in the boilers yet. So let's go ahead and grab some coal, because I need to put some in the mining drills anyway. But I gotta hurry because he's taking all that. Oh, it'd probably be smart for me to move on up here. So all I gotta do is put it in one boiler, and that'll get me started. Let's go ahead and add another steam engine or 2. And notice it's saying, hey, aren't I supposed to produce electricity? There we go. You click on your electricity pole if you want to know what your electricity production is. Now, the number you see here is not the amount of electricity that we're actually able to produce. What you see here is the amount of electricity that is needed at the moment. So this number could fluctuate a lot depending on your factory. But you can look at over a period of time to see a little bit closer average of what electricity you need. Later on, when you get to solar panels, you have to worry about the night and day cycle. So be careful about that. You don't want your laser defense grid going down in the middle of the night while the aliens attack. So at this point, the speed at which the coal is being produced is already being put on the belt. But that's okay. Our coal dependency is going to go away. I'm going to go ahead and save this game. I'm going to call it Texan Record. There we go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and call it the end of this video, and we'll try to continue it later. So with that said, y'all come back now, you hear? Bye.